Hey y'all, welcome to Maui Mysteries, the channel that brings you interdimensional content, which means that the readings are from a broad and expansive point of view, as they are channeled through vast dimensions of space and time, and therefore should resonate with you guys whenever you come across them. I'm gonna pull some cards. Let's have a collective reading. Let's find out what's happening with y'all. Your cards are giving like vampire energy, not like a energy vampire or like siphoning energy or anything like that. No, the other part of being a vampire, like the mysteriousness of it, the like ancient knowledge, ancient bloodline, you know, part of it. Yeah. I keep hearing aristocrat, so also the wealth of the whole vampire lore. Like you know how vampires are, because they've lived for so many years, every time you see like a vampire movie and stuff, they're always living in like this castle setting because obviously they've been around forever. um and then they've acquired wealth because they've been around forever. They always have like this old art and access to hidden things, hidden knowledge, and stuff like that. A lot of times I was watching, what's the one with the witches and everything, with the witches and the vampires, and the vampire in that show, he had been part of the Rosicrucians. So like, you know, yeah, it just adds to the. That's what it's giving. I think this is an entity because the next line is talking kind of like about summoning type of thing. So if the first line is describing like all these attributes and the second line is talking about like you trying to connect to such attributes and so having this entity come through. So you seem to be wanting to pull in ancient knowledge or hidden knowledge, um, that has to do with wealth, enjoyment, opulence, uh, you know, being rich and wealthy and living nice. What does this say? Fulfillment, like that type of thing. That seems to be what you're into. That's what you want. But you're not just idle about it. You're not just sitting. You're studying. You're out here. Or at least you're wanting to. Maybe you just don't know where to look because you're ready. Can I just say quickly, like, before religion became the gatekeepers to spiritual information and all of that stuff, obviously people were engaging with what we now call spirituality by themselves, which means people were doing their own rituals. They were putting things together to heal themselves, to advance their beauty, to grow their hair long, to spark their creativity and their ability to invent and whatnot. People done been doing that. They had been co-creating with jinn, with entities, with ancestors to bring about whatever it is that they desire in their lives. And then the religion came, right? The churches came and the churches were like, now you come to us. You guys don't speak to the entities yourself because we're going to say that's evil now because we don't want you to do it by yourself. We want you to come to us. We'll offer you whatever we can, not much. So we'll offer you whatever we're saying we can offer you. We are now your channel to God. We are now your channel to entities. And we don't actually want you speaking to those entities and whatnot. We only want you speaking to this one entity who we have said is God, and that's it. Like, you know. And because of that, even now, as someone who is engaging in spirituality and exploring and all of that, because of that social structure, you get you become afraid to interact and co-create with entities, um because obviously the current story is that you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't interact with spirits. That's evil. That's whatnot. Like things. Kanti, no, you just need to understand. You just need to add even more information to what you're working with. Expand the story, and you will understand what happened. So they tell you don't work with these entities because they'll hurt you, because they will not do right by you, and they will do this, this, and this. Like, like, but that's like humans. That's like other people. It's no different from the life you're living already. So don't be scared. Do not be scared to explore the non-dense world or reality. Do not be scared to investigate your senses, which are outside of the five senses that you've heard of. Um, don't be scared to ask for help, which is what I see you wanting to do here. So yeah, I'm going to encourage you to go ahead. Every experience is different, but based on these cards, you should be fine. And please also understand that asking an entity to help you with something, so for instance, if you ask an entity to help you with love, with your love relationship, even maybe with your marriage, you must be open to how this help comes. Maybe you think that the entity will magically fix your marriage or magically fix your relationship, whereas what will probably happen is that you will get given the tools to perceive more of your relationship and your person. So you will be given more information to understand your person as they are, to understand your relationship. After understanding your relationship, you may come to understand that you're in a codependent relationship that is stopping you from being the independent person that you want to be. And it's one thing being co-creative, but codependence is different. Like, basically, this person is saving you from yourself. Every moment that you're with them is a moment that you don't have to be with you. You don't have to be. For some people, it's a moment that you don't even have to be you, because then you're just their girlfriend or their husband, and you don't have to worry about the lack of self that you feel constantly every day, because you can just you can just be someone's other, and that is enough. And so an entity will make you see that. It doesn't mean that because of that information you must now do something, you must leave, or you must stay. No, it's information. It's there. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it. So if you ask an entity to help you with wealth and riches and whatnot, it might help you see that no matter how much money you receive, you never feel wealthy. You never feel rich. You're in survivor mode, even though you're not a millionaire. But is that what you want? Because, okay, cool. But let's start here also. Because we could get the million, you're still gonna feel poor. You're still gonna channel your childhood. You're still gonna channel karmic cycles from your ancestors that make you feel less than. If anything, the more money you receive, the more, because money is an amplifier. So the more money you receive, the more you're gonna feel the lack. The more you're gonna feel like you don't have enough. Because that's actually what you're struggling with. You're not so much struggling with money, you're actually struggling with the concept of lack running through your thought patterns and your emotional patterns. I also want to say how I like this for you. It's the spread is giving someone who is dabbling, like someone who's just curious and wants to explore. Like, what happens if I touch this button? What happens if I touch this button? This card talks about remembering, like your curiosity has activated certain memories where you have worked with this and with this entity before, be it in another life or a version of you in another dimension. You and this entity do know one another, but obviously this is the first time you're meeting on this plane in this realm. So there's a need for the entity to teach you what it always teaches you in all the other dimensions. It's now time for that. So I want to say that this co-creation with this entity is going to be very natural, very smooth, very, yeah, very, it feels like it's on time. Like, this is normally when you meet this entity, when you are in whatever space you're in right now, emotionally, mentally. This is it. This is when you normally meet this entity. Yeah. Through cycles, y'all have been. And this is not like comic cycles. This is just like the cycles of life. Oh shit, this is so beautiful. It's speaking to how you know what you're doing. It's just that you haven't done it yet on this plane in this life, but you know what you're doing. It's, again, you're gonna feel it when you start doing it, even though the social construct here, like I said, convinces you that no, don't do this, it's wrong, you're not supposed to be talking to spirits, talking to your ancestors, like it's wrong and whatnot. But energetically and in your soul, you've done this so many times, like in many other lives, the lives that were lived by those that came before you, even. Like, you've got this card that says, don't forget, like, as in, because this act is it's in your blood, it's in your lineage. You know how to connect yourself to other beings out there and channel their way of being to advance your life here, because you are allowed to do that. You're not alone and you don't have to be alone. What you do in this realm doesn't have to depend just on the knowledge that you have from just being here in this life. That's too limited. That's way too limited. Able. Yeah, this entity first wants to remind you of why you are able to summon it, or why you guys are able to meet at this point in time. They kind of want to remind you of like who you are, type of thing. Like, yeah, kind of like Simba. Like, Simba, remember who you are. But it's completely stuff that you've forgotten. It's like this amount of confidence that you have. Like, you're a being that has the ability to be very confident because you are skilled in many things. But if you've never tried to do certain things, then you don't know that about yourself. If you've never tried to learn a new skill, or that kind of thing, you don't know that you're like that. You don't know that like you're this multi-talented person, because you're multidimensional, because you're connecting to the all. You could channel any skill you wanted. Just get into it and you'll see that. You have such a deep and vast understanding of many things. And because of that, you easily pick up a skill. The only thing stopping you from being really good at it is you being interested. Are you interested? Do you love it? Do you like it? That's it. As soon as you love something, you can be the best in that field. Guys, your confidence picks up so much if you learn a skill. Having a skill will increase your self-esteem and confidence by so much. Yeah, it's one of those things that make you feel free, type of thing. Like ingatune movement, it makes it so that you don't feel stuck. I just thought of a client, Michael, because I just thought of like how skilled you are. Obviously not that I've ever witnessed it, but like I could feel it just in your energy, how good at what you do. And a lot of you are needing that, even as a path to like self-love or something. Yeah, that's what I have for today. If the reading resonated, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to book a personal reading or a mentorship session, all that information is in the description box. Later.